Okay, looks like we're live. Awesome.
Woo.
All right, welcome. Welcome to Command and Conquer Renegade. Let's do this.
Ooh.
So today I'm going to be playing the 100% category. So I want to start by explaining what that means before I actually hit the go button here. So for 100%, there are some things to keep in mind in order to even do a 100% run. First thing, we have to run on Commando, which is the hardest difficulty in the game. And it's it's hard to emphasize like how much harder the game is on Commando versus Recruit, which is what's used for like the normal 80% run. So on Commando, you have less than half the normal HP you have on any percent. You have to get 100%. You also have to complete all the secondary objectives, which include, well, yeah, secondary objectives, and then also in this game there are quick save loads. You can quick save at any point and load them at any point. However, if you do that at the end of the mission, you will not get 5 stars if you have any loads within the same level. So if you die at any point, you have to start the mission from the very beginning to have a valid 100% run, which is just makes it a lot harder because if you want to like do a safety save in a normal 80% run, you can do that, but in 100% you cannot do that. You will not get 5 stars at the end. Is there anything else I'm forgetting?
Not in the actual 100% requirements, though I might add that the no saves requirement makes things very difficult.
Yes.
Because the hardest difficulty is no joke in this game. For context, Recruit, the category any percent is ran on, you have about 15% of the health that you would have on Recruit. Which is a really fun time, except for you just die all the time.
And as for specific difficulty changes as well as like your own health, is that enemies take more hits to die. They're just bullet sponges compared to any percent. Using any percent, they drop like supplies. They drop health, armor, ammo. In Commando, they don't do that except for 10% of the time. Any percent, it's 100% of the time. This is like 10% instead. So there's just so many things fighting against you in Commando. So anyway, I think that summarizes it. I think I'm about ready to go. So I'll go ahead and just do a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, go.
Right, so this first mission is called Scorpion Hunters, and it does not have any secondary objectives, so the route is the same as that in any percent or any other category. The only added thing is that there's one subtlety we'll see later. But as we'll see, both in this run as well as if any of you watch any percent run, this level is completely RNG and has no skill involved.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to it. Yeah. So starting off the game, we have this cutscene, a little bit about the plot of the game. Command & Conquer Renegade takes place in the Command & Conquer series, specifically during the plot of the first game, where the good guys, GDI, those are the yellow guys on your screen there, are fighting the terrorist organization, the Brotherhood of Nod, and they just got ambushed. And you know who they need help from? I think they need help from a commando. And so, yeah, that commando is our player character, Havoc, and we are going to go rescue them from this ambush.
Go.
Ooh.
Sounds like they're still in trouble, sir.
So one of the things I'll be doing throughout the run doesn't matter so much the first level because you get lots of ammo anyway, but I do want to conserve ammo at least during the second mission and onwards.
Yeah,
Because, like I said before, the ammo drops are very limited.
So starting off this section is actually an auto-scroller in disguise. You just have to kill certain enemies to make it sure it progresses. DJTHED right now is killing those two. The enemy who just died in one hit is the enemy that dies to make sure the mission progresses. That first part of progression is that our APC just got blown up by that rocket soldier. And then now we will continue doing auto-scroller for about a minute and a half here as for both fun as well as to make the RNG a little bit more on our side. Thed is currently killing these soldiers as they spawn. Notably, we're going to actually be wanting to watch the rocket soldier guy, or the rocket soldier officer, or as the community calls him, rocket guy, because he's the big determiner of RNG in this level. Whether he does a thing or not will save you 10 seconds, which is...
He missed.
He missed. Okay, so his job is to blow up that helicopter. He kind of just decides whether he wants to hit the shot or not. If he hits the shot, then the level progresses faster. And if he doesn't hit the shot, then you have to do it yourself. And it's really slow. But yeah, so that is our beloved rocket guy RNG. I mean, it's about 2/3 of the time he'll miss. So now, the auto-scroller has progressed, and our tank is going to get repaired.
No, I'm getting repaired, actually. Not the tank.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Instead, he's standing in front of the repair animation, and we'll pick up the tank. And this is now... Oh, I missed it. Okay, so Thed was there trying to shoot down the Humvee. On this difficulty, it takes 2 shots to shoot down, so he was going for a fast lineup on the first shot. That saves you about 2 seconds if you kill the Humvee there. Because it is currently getting in his way and will continue to get in his way for the next little bit. Alright, so that is the only subtlety difference between this level on Commando versus any other difficulty, is the fact that that takes 2 shots to kill instead of 1. Now, he's going to try to go kill these SAM sites. The level's timer to begin ending will end once he has killed these 2 SAM sites. The first SAM site, for some reason, I'm not actually sure why, takes way more hits to kill. And then he'll pick up these rocket launchers, which are very helpful for later in the run. As ammo in this game is maintained throughout your missions with 1 exception. So picking up those rocket launchers is going to be very helpful. And now this level will end in about a minute. It is just a matter of waiting. And so there are various games that runners play to pass the time here. I see that DJ is playing his favorite one.
Yep.
Kill your
There's
friend.
nothing else to do, so I might as well just shoot everyone I see. Don't get penalized for it.
Yeah. So that's Scorpion Hunters showing the utmost speedrunning skill. Except, yeah, no, not the...
The skill is if the rocket guy hits his shot. That's where the skill is.
The skill is if the rocket guy hits his shot. There are some arcade rituals we all do to try to make sure he hits it. And notice how he gets 5 stars at this mission end screen. That is the important determiner. That is the definition of 100%. So this is Rescue and Retribution. This is the most heavily contested individual level in all of Renegade. And to start off, you'll notice that DJ is jumping uphill. It is slightly faster as long as the hill isn't too steep, as well as you'll see him downhill also jump downhill. That is always faster. So he'll progress through this ladder, and Kane is in this game. To answer a question in this chat, you do see him and meet him, and he says your progress is very slow.
Very offensive. I don't like that he's saying I'm slow.
Yeah, he does call you slow in the very last level of this game, actually. So DJ just killed his 2 enemies who spawned this health upgrade. This increases your health by 4 points permanently for the rest of the game, which is very helpful because our health is very low. And I have a very important question for you, DJ.
Yeah.
Have you found Captain Duncan yet? I think he went down the path behind the construction area.
I think I found him right here, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, say hi to Duncan, everybody. Chat, that means you say hi, Duncan. Duncan's really nice. He's going to help us save a lot of time. And on this category, he's actually required to see him because it's in a secondary objective to meet him. So he just gave us a super weapon because he's really nice. So next up, there's going to be 2 secondary objectives here. One is to kill those turrets, which DJ will just use his rocket launcher for. And then on the tower he just walked by, there is an officer he's supposed to kill. He's going to line it up with his rocket launcher. And he gets it, and that is the objective, to just kill that officer. And now he's going to blow up this truck to pick up the C4, which will be helpful for a strat later on. And then notice how he is using his pistol to conserve ammo, because his pistol has infinite ammo, whereas the rest of the guns do not. Alright, so this is a developer-intended shortcut in the level, where instead of progressing through an area with a bunch of enemy tanks, we're going to walk behind the path and walk down the river. And then we are going to go save some men of the cloth.
Oh, I just noticed.
Yeah,
I already missed
wait,
my secondary objective.
you did
So
not get officer.
I shot at the officer, but he didn't die, so I'm gonna have to go back for it. Already off to a little rough start. So I looked and confirmed if he was down. He was down. I thought he wasn't visible when I shot it. So I'm actually gonna go back while this objective completes. I already cleared through my had to, so I'll just go back. Which
Yes.
going back is gonna be sketchy though. I have to though. No.
Yeah.
'Cause I can't go back the
So-
river way because that's a one-way path. I jumped down to get there, so I have to go this way.
Yeah, careful for the rocket placement in the tank.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so this is a this is a property of the 100% speedrun. He missed an objective. He did go for it, but the officer decided to be not nice to him.
Yeah, just dodged my shot. It's a bit of a minute detour, but it's fine. This can happen a lot with other things. Like yesterday, I had a very fast 100% run that would have been record. But it turns out there was one objective that I missed, even though I shot at it. I missed because there was a SAM site. It's a turret that shoots at air vehicles, and there's an animation where it rotates. And when I shot at it, it was on target, but then it rotated away from the shot, and I didn't notice it and it missed. Something similar must have happened with this officer, where his animation might have just dodged a rocket. This is the fastest way to kill him, is just chuck a rocket at this guy. Yeah, he took some damage. Yeah, there you go. Now I saw him.
Yeah, so he got splashed by it. Yeah, I also. Yeah, okay. He's fine.
Sir, call us.
So now we are going to continue again back upon the intended route, just a little bit slower, in the sense that we had to go do this backtrack.
Yep.
But luckily, this level isn't too important in the grand scheme of things. Rescue and Retribution is very much known.
Oh yeah, I can still get world record even with that
Yeah.
in mind. Like I've lost multiple minutes, even my current record that is still valid. So it could very well happen even in this run.
Yes, because this category is so error-prone, both in the fact that you can miss objectives and the fact that this difficulty is really hard.
Yeah, and if you die, you have to start the level from the very beginning. So
Yeah.
that in of itself
So
is a ton of time.
Every mistake is just huge time loss, and unless you feel like resetting until you get fired from your job for spending all your time speedrunning and not
Sure.
unless that happens, then you really this is very much an error-prone category that is far from optimized. So coming up here, this hill is a little bit scary on this difficulty because there are a lot of enemies. DJ has their spawn points fairly memorized, so it's mostly fine. But yes, okay. So now he kills that officer. He was about to do the any percent route, but then remembered he had to do a thing for 100%.
I actually wanted to kill the officer before I dropped. That was the main reason.
Okay.
What I usually do.
It is on a like we said in the beginning with the difficulty. Our requirement of 100% is you are not allowed to load saves within the level. It is just because this is a 100% speedrun, it is literally just a requirement of 100%. Which makes this, because the Westwood developers thought you would not be a fan, you didn't have a life, so. Okay, so he's gonna blow up this master control terminal. In Renegade, every building has a master control terminal, which is basically just its center point that you can blow up to kill the building. He's gonna pick up these health and armor upgrades that increase his health and armor permanently by 4 points each for the rest of the game, which is very helpful on a run where you have very little health and armor. For what's worth, in this game, health and armor function basically identically. The only exception is that health is what you take when you take fall damage. You don't take armor damage, but everything else, they are exactly equal. Alright, so coming up here, Duncan is gonna, this is where our good friend Duncan gave us a super weapon. There's two ways to complete this objective in the game. You can either go inside that building there, the communication center, to go to a terminal, or you can blow it up. However, blowing up from the outside with small arms isn't really practical, so you know what you can do instead? You can plant this super weapon beacon, and we are going to laser it from space. So, as that happens, he's just going to make sure he's clearing out the enemies around it so he doesn't die. And then the level will end, he will get the ability to press this button once the center explodes. and then once he presses that button, the level will play cutscene and then end.
Weapons of unforgivingly destructive power.
So that's Rescue and Retribution.
Yeah, I only lost like 2 minutes here, no big deal.
No big deal, just a 2-minute time loss of the 100%.
Yeah.
No one in chat asked what my 100% PB is.
Oh yeah, it's spectacular.
It's a really spectacular.
I'm for context, I'm the only one that's been running this category for the past like year, so
Yeah, I tried it once and said, no, too hard for me. I'll stick with any percent and every other category in this game, but not 100%. This category is too much.
a little low on rockets here, so I'm going to pick up as much of their ammo as I can, even if it slows me down a little bit.
Yeah, so he's gonna get this Humvee. There's these 3 rocket pickups ahead of you. Normally, you might want to only pick up 1 or 2, but he's gonna take the time to pick up all 3 because ammo conservation with ammo sticking between levels and enemy drops only being 10% makes ammo just such a big deal in this run that you have to take your opportunities. So now this is Armored Assault. This level is mostly a vehicle level, and it has the most secondaries, I believe, of any level in the game. I believe I'm correct about that.
Yes, that is true.
Alright, so this level, secondary number 1 is to kill that helicopter pad that he was shooting. Secondary number 2 is to clear the area and then walk into the tower. That trigger's a little bit finicky, but he gets it first try.
If you try to trigger it too soon, it will just say you have failed or not failed, but like it won't accept the objective because you try to walk in too soon after you kill all the enemies. So you have to try again if that happens.
Yeah. So now upcoming, we're gonna have another couple secondaries. This time the secondaries will be to clear these houses, which is the same as clearing the tower. You just have to kill the enemies around you, and then enter them once they're clear, with the trigger having the same finickiness. He's pretty safe in his vehicle. On this difficulty, vehicles are basically the only thing that aren't really nerfed compared to other difficulties. Their health doesn't change, and their damage stays about the same, which is just really high. I'm not sure if they actually mathematically change or not, but
As far as I am aware, they don't feel that much different.
They don't really feel different. Alright, so he's going to clear that house, and then clear the next house, and then he's going to, if you notice that car behind the building, that is a buggy. That is the Nod, the enemy faction equivalent of the Humvee. The Humvee is, the buggy is less health, but is faster, so he's going to grab it because it just drives faster. And then we're going to get into this next section where we have some more houses to clear because the mission's really been kind of making us do that. However, there's also another secondary objective, which is to acquire this tank, this mammoth tank, which is a really heavy-duty tank, but it's also really slow. So he's going to just use it to kill the tanks in front of him, and then he is going to swap it out back for his bug.
Oh no!
What killed you there?
Okay, this requires some explanation. If anyone is familiar with Renegade, like classic bone stock patch Renegade, there's a bug that happens that's called blue hell.
Wait, you got blue hell there?
Yeah. That's not the first time that's happened to me there either. I should have been more careful.
Oof.
But yeah. So that happens because of a collision bug. If 2 dynamic objects collide in a very specific way that I don't even think I can really explain or even understand, you just get launched into the stratosphere, and sometimes if you get launched downwards, you hit the bottom kill plane and you just die instantly. That's what happened there. I got launched down into the kill plane.
That's a 1 in 1,000 bug. That's happened to me like twice ever. It's so rare. You have to hit the vehicle. So the buggy, the enemy vehicle that was coming behind him, crash at him at the most precise possible angle to make the collision bug out and insta-kill him through it sends you at like a billion speed in a random direction. And in this case it sent him downwards and it clipped through the floor into, yeah. That's insane. Which is really unlucky. Okay, so he's just gonna do the exact same part of this level again. In fact, he actually has a little bit of a cleaner tower this time. But doesn't make up for the fact that he just lost a bunch of time to random nonsense.
Yeah, that's. I don't keep that in mind enough. I should, because it's not the first time that happened to me there, and it's because the buggy ran into my mammoth tank from behind in a very specific way. It's hard to explain why it happens, and in the community patches that's been released since then for like online multiplayer and such, it's been fixed. But in the bone stock patches, what we use for the speedrun, it's just something to be aware of.
So yeah, and importantly, because this is 100%, you saw him, he pressed the level restart button and did not load a save.
Yep.
Because wonderful category. So yeah, notice how he's actually, so he prioritized killing there the not officer. The not officer is the guy with the beret and the chain gun, as opposed to these normal grunts with their rifles. Officers call in reinforcements through both helicopters and planes. So to actually clear the area, you have to make sure you. That is an example of the trigger being finicky like we talked about.
Went into it too soon.
Took a little bit of a second to make it process that every enemy was dead around him. But yeah, killing the officer makes it so no reinforcements can be called in. And that is what leads us to having. Yeah, that's what leads us to actually being able to secure it. So now we're gonna go back at the same spot. So we have the buggy, and we're gonna pick up the mammoth tank in order to kill the enemy tanks and the enemy buggy, and not get blue held this time.
Now the tank's stuck.
What?
Oh, now it's weird. I know the tank isn't able to move for a brief period, but that was the longest I've ever seen it happen. Weird.
Yeah, there's a bug I think there with like the control if you buffer an input or something.
What's going on there?
So yeah, he kills the tanks. He kills the enemy buggy before it ends up colliding with him for the safety. And now he's going to pick up his buggy again, which has both the anti-infantry gun, which is actually going to be a little bit easier to kill the enemies with. And he's going to kill the officer inside this house so that no more reinforcements get called in. Of course, there's just this one more batch through the helicopter, as well as the ones paratrooped in. And that helicopter. Unlucky time. Yeah, he gets these kills in, and then now he's going to walk into the door to hit the trigger, and progress the mission. Notice there that he turned instantly in 180 degrees. Renegade has a instant 180 button. I'm not sure what that has it bound to. I'm guessing the default X.
It's the default. It's default
Yeah.
X. Yeah.
Alright. So this next section is we're going to take our buggy and we're going to fly it into the face of a bunch of dudes with rocket launchers and tanks. I'm not actually sure the current state-of-the-art 100% route here. Okay, that's what I would have guessed. So he's going to pull out a sniper rifle, kill those two rocket soldiers who are on the towers before he progresses. There are two secondary objectives in this area. He has to kill that convoy of trucks, and then there's a SAM site, a turret that shoots aircraft just over this ridge that he also has to kill. So he's going to kill those trucks from a distance with the buggy gun, and there's going
And
to
I use my rocket launcher to kill the tank because it's the safest way to do it. I don't want to lose my buggy here yet.
So, being a great, fun head peeker with the tank.
Yep. Probably should have brought my buggy up closer, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Back in. Now I can just keep going.
Yeah. Alright, so then he kills the SAM site, which gives him the objective, and he's going to kill this truck. All those will drop a little bit of ammo. And he's going to progress through to this next section where, surprise, surprise, we have another building to secure. This time we don't actually enter it, though. There's no interior of this building. So first things first, he is going to fight this buggy in a 1v1. However, this 1v1's a lot easier for Thed, because as he was doing a trick there that's prevalent throughout all of Renegade, where you can animation cancel your vehicle shot with a rocket launcher shot by quickly getting out of the vehicle, having your rocket launcher equipped when you get in the vehicle so that it pulls out when you get out, and then shooting your rocket and then getting out again. That is a very important technique in every category of the Renegade speedrun except for teleport and stuff. And so yeah, he did that with the buggy. He was animation canceling the buggy shots with his rocket launcher shots to kill the enemy buggy faster, as well as get rocket shots in. So now he's going to switch out his buggy for this tank here, because this tank's a little bit more versatile. After clearing this out, there's going to be a tank around this corner that, oh look, it's the animation cancel that we were just discussing.
Very
that-
useful.
It's incredibly useful in this speed run. And then he's going to clear out the SAM site, which is another secondary objective. It should be noted, actually, that in Renegade, there are 3 types of objectives, primary, secondary, tertiary. Primary are the ones that, in theory, you need to complete for the level to finish. Secondary are the ones we've been discussing this whole time, and tertiary are just kind of there. This category, despite being called 100%, it uses the game's definition of 100%, which only requires secondaries. So if you have a speedrun trick that skips primaries, I'm definitely not mentioning this for any reason that we'll come back to later, then skipping primaries, then that counts, and we don't do tertiaries because they don't matter. We only do tertiaries if they just like are along the way and they're genuinely helpful, which we'll see at least once. But yeah, this is a bridge section. There are a couple of rocket dudes there. Rocket dudes in Renegade, but especially on this difficulty, are terrifying, I must emphasize. So, rocket launchers are capable of headshotting you in this game. And that means that a rocket launcher headshot will always one-shot you on this difficulty. In addition to that, they're pretty much like, look at these 2 grunts shooting their 2 puny rifles at DJ's tank. Look how ineffective that is. Like, it's all about the rockets to kill tanks. So he clears out these 2 more secondary objectives here, these 2 SAM sites. And then we are going to progress on to Dam, the next big part of this level, which, if you plan on watching Renegade 8% later in this marathon, savor Dam right now, because trust me, you're not going to see it in any time.
Yeah, this is not the first time you'll be seeing Renegade. Or not the last time you'll be seeing Renegade in this marathon. Eldol's going to be running that 2 days from now, about 48 hours from now. He'll be doing 80%, which is a lot more fast-paced and more YOLO-like, while in 100%, it's very, very safe.
More fun glitchy tricks, less FPS.
Yep.
So yeah, DJ is gonna head down into the dam now. His first objective is to blow up the dam. Remember how we said each building has a master control terminal? He's gonna blow that up. It's the central point of the building. He's gonna use Renegade's third-person mode to be a dirty cheater and see the enemies around the corner before they see him, so that he was on rather low health there. It was kind of scary. So now he's gonna C4 this. He's gonna C4 this, and he just blew the dam. So that is the actual objective to progress the mission. But now he has to do some secondaries, because there is a big tower of laser light that will shoot him and kill him in front of the place where he wants to go to progress, even if he did want to continue without doing a secondary. However, it has a weakness. Its power can be turned off, and that's actually the secondaries to go turn off its power by killing the power plant. Did you end up learning the nuke lineup for this, by the way?
It doesn't work on this mission, because you have to kill the engineer at the mass control terminal, or you can even kill the power plant. And I've tried. You can't kill the engineer. I don't even know if he spawned in until you get there.
Cool. That lineup might only be useful on teleport or something. That's just discussion about a glitch that was found to help you kill the power plant faster. That doesn't actually work on this mission, because there is an engineer who repairs it as you're trying to kill it, and you need to kill that engineer, but you can't kill that.
He's actually not repairing it. For this mission specifically, he blocks all damage to the power plant for as long as he's alive. Like, the power plant cannot get damaged. So even if you place a C4 on the master control terminal as he's still alive, he will prevent it from dying, even if he dies to the C4 along with it. So.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that. Wow.
So like, what I'm gonna do is when I get to that room, I'm gonna kill the engineer, place the C4 on it, and wait before I blow it up, because even if you blow it up after he dies, he can still not die. You have to wait a bit.
Yeah. All right. So he's gonna.
There's the engineer. Place it,
room.
but I'm not gonna blow it up immediately because it might not blow up. Wait until I reload, then I switch, then I blow it up.
That's enough, Havoc. Good work.
There we go. Yeah, I didn't even know that he just made it invincible. That's a little bit of weird game design.
It varies based on the mission of how they do things. It's weird.
Yeah. So yeah, that glitch that was found by a community member might not actually help for. Well, it doesn't help for this section, and might not.
You'll be
even
seeing
help.
that later in the run for sure. It's still useful for 80% or 100%. Yeah.
Wow.
Later in the run though.
Okay. So yeah, now he's gonna head back up through this dam part. He just blew up the power plant, so the obelisk, the big tower that shoots lasers at you, is going to have its power turned off. Just gonna pick up this health here
flamethrower.
because, yeah. And yeah, the flamethrower is a very useful gun in this speedrun because it stuns guaranteed if you hit an enemy who's vulnerable to fire with it, which is all enemies except for flamethrowers. So it stuns guaranteed, which is very helpful. Its DPS isn't the greatest, but that is more than made up for the fact that its stun is just really strong.
It does a lot more damage the closer you are, and if you get headshots with it as well with the flamethrower. Which yes, the flamethrower does headshot damage. That it
Every
actually does.
gun in this game headshots.
Even rockets. It can one-shot you if you get hit with a rocket to the head.
Alright, so now he's gonna go pick up more health and armor upgrades. Again, these increase his health and armor permanently throughout the rest of the speedrun, which is just super awesome. Here is the catacomb section of this level. It is fairly straightforward. You walk in a straight line and shoot enemies in your way. He's going to be shoulder peeking with the third person mode to make sure he knows where the enemies are and can line them up. Yeah, and then he's also using the free look available in third person that's not available in first person to aim as he goes through. This next section is a little bit scary because there's that dude with a rocket launcher that he expertly dealt with. And there are no secondary objectives in this part, so this route is actually the same as any percent. You just run through it and try not to let enemies kill you on the way. This next section does have secondary objectives. There are 3. They're called Tiberium machines. They look like big barrels of Tiberium, which is like the green crystal. You just have to kill them, but they're really low HP. You can just kind of shoot them with your rifle from a distance and they die instantly. So that costs maybe a second compared to the 80% route. It's not really a big deal. So now this section is a little bit scary on 100% because there's a rocket launcher, an officer, and 2 chem soldiers. All 3 of them are fairly dangerous, especially the rocket launcher. But again, EJ, expert, he's the world record holder in this category. He's ready for it, and he kills them. And yeah, in this next section, we continue along this path. All right. So coming up, we're coming into the Hand of Nod, which is like the enemy barracks. There's a rocket soldier on this tower that he's more than ready for. Turns out having enemy locations memorized is really helpful to not die. So now he's going to head down this elevator and make his way through the barracks. This is just kind of the necessary path to get to the spot he needs to go, which is the roof, to go and watch a very thrilling cutscene. And he gets chef kill, which is good luck for the run.
Oh yeah, Locke does not like you killing the Nod Chef for some reason. I don't know why. He scolds you for it big time.
Yeah, your boss scolds you for killing the Nod Chef who has a flamethrower and shoots at you with his flamethrower. By the way, love that they gave chefs flamethrowers. My friend in culinary school was super jealous. But now we trigger a 40-second cutscene. Yeah, I believe it's because the chef is miscoded as a civilian, so you get your boss yelling at you for killing a civilian. There's no penalty for it, but it just yells at you. But now we get plot. Woo, plot. The plot of Renegade is that we are Commando Havoc, and we are trying to rescue those 3 scientists who were just taken aboard that plane. That is our ex-girlfriend Sakura, and that is her current new boyfriend Mendoza. They would work for the terrorists.
Do we even know if they're dating though?
I think they are. I think that was like cut content. It's implied they are in the main game. All right, so now DJ is has to blow up this building. You know, he could go into the building the normal way, or he could slide down the side and break open its window. But yeah, basically, that's our character's ex-girlfriend, and at least the guy who we think is dating her. We just tried to kill him with a sniper rifle because that's a reasonable behavior for an ex to have.
Very normal.
Very, very normal, okay? Don't question it. It's very normal. Nothing is wrong with that. Now, this is supposed to actually be a boss fight with him now, but the developers didn't really foresee... I don't think they really foresaw the fact that players would just jump off the roof and head to the mission end trigger. Or in this case, jump off the roof, blow up the building, and then head to the mission end trigger, because we have secondary objectives to achieve. So, yeah, we could do this boss fight with him. He's, like, just standing in front of the building waiting for us to, like, fight him.
He's somewhere over there.
Yeah, he's somewhere over there. He's,
Don't
like,
think you can see
super
him, though.
mad at you. But no, we're just gonna walk to the mission end trigger. That's the mission. And that is all 18 secondary objectives in the mission. 5 stars, armored assault. Woo. Most of the secondary objectives are not that in-depth. but they're just a lot of them. But yeah, so that's Armored Assault. So, but now, we just got aboard that plane and the cutscene DJ skipped. Our ex-girlfriend, because she was mad we shot a sniper rifle in her close proximity, shot our plane down, because that's like a reasonable thing to do. And we just crash landed on this volcanic island, where coincidentally, our side happens to be assaulting it in a military operation. So we're gonna go help them out a little bit. The first mission objective is to secure that beachhead, which involves killing the officers and killing the turret. So now we're going to progress through this part as normal, which is where we just kind of kill these grunts. Yeah. This next part, I wanted to see DJ hit the Tiberium jump.
I've only hit it once in my life.
Okay, I hit it like 10 times. I don't know. I think I'm the special much thing. That is Tiberium jump. Tiberium jump, so Tiberium in the Command & Conquer universe is this radioactive material that is very valuable. It's basically a metaphor for oil. And you can hit a basically pixel perfect jump there to not take damage from its radiation there. Or you could, just take the 5 damage and be done with it. That's not really a big deal. Next up, the secondary objective, he has to kill some SAM sites. So he's going to kill some SAM sites with his rocket launcher by lining them up. And then there's this gun turret here that is very terrifying if you're not ready for it on this difficulty, by the way. Like, it just jump scares you by shooting you in the face with a rocket.
And it's a very fast rate of fire compared to a normal, like, CPU light tank.
Yeah, it's basically a tank, but on a turret that's better. It's
it's the same turret that a player would have access to, but not a bot.
Yeah. So next up, there's this big turret. To kill it, we could either kill it normally, or we could kill its SAM sites that protect it and call it an airstrike. The airstrike is much faster, so we're going to do that. And now we're going to continue as normal. And our good friend Captain So-On-So, who kills your ears if you have his volume too loud, and by too loud I mean on, is going to thank us for, saving his butt from the big turret. And now we head into the Nod base. This section is a little bit involved in the sense that there are 3 officers who will call in reinforcements. DJ is taking care to kill them as fast as possible so that they call in as little reinforcements as possible. And then now we need to go into this communication center to our right and download data about where the scientists who got kidnapped were. But we need a keycard to access it, so we're going to enter this refinery first where there is an officer who has one. We're going to shoot our gun at enemies a bit, both to kill them as well as to bait them out to make them run towards us to save a little bit of time. And then we are going to head back up with the keycard that he dropped. If you look at the bottom left, you can see what keycards DJ has. He has the green keycard, which is the level 1. This is all that you need on this level. And so now he is going to head to the communication center to download the data about the scientists. This communication center on the plotter-ups, this is a rather scary section, actually, in terms of gameplay difficulty, because there is a turret in the top left that DJ's going to rocket, and then there are a bunch of dudes that, there's enough of them that they will overwhelm you on this difficulty if you aren't playing this carefully like DJ is. And then now we're going to head through this door and go to the terminal and download its information. From here, however, we now hear a helicopter pass by outside. We just hit a trigger, and we're going to have the game's first boss fight. Woo! Look at how complicated of a boss fight this is. He just shot 6 rockets.
Man.
Oh,
that was hard, man.
That was so hard. Let's go. Yeah, so she's supposed to do... That's your ex-girlfriend in the helicopter there. You just shot her down into a volcano. No big deal. She survives. Don't worry about it. And she is supposed to do like a circling pattern and make it actually hard to hit her. But... why would she do that when you can just get up the elevator fast enough such that her AI doesn't start doing that until after she dies? That's essentially what happens. And now we're just going to run to the end of the level as the volcano explodes. We just triggered a volcano by shooting down a helicopter. And that's that. Yeah,
I'm not sure how the
volcano
physics
core-
works there, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I'm a mathematician, not a physicist, but I happen to think that I don't think that's likely. I don't think that would happen. This is next up. We stow away onto a submarine to get onto a ship to escape the volcano exploding, and this brings us into the level aptly named Stowaway. This level starts off fast, but we see DJ run through, kill some explosive barrels. This level is almost exactly the same as any percent, actually, just with one subtlety, which is where there are these terminals down to his bottom that he is going to shoot, and that is the secondary objective, is to kill those terminals. You're supposed to go through the elevators and, like, you know, be good at it, but you could also just shoot them like this. It's faster. Also, importantly, on this difficulty, enemy Black Hand snipers spawn for the first real time we see them in the run. Black Hand snipers are scary. They rival the rocket launcher dudes in terms of their fear, because their headshots will one-shot you. Their body shots will come close to one-shotting you. They're terrifying. So yeah, DJ is now going to press up this elevator. He notably doesn't kill the guy on the right, because if he does, it will make a Tiberium mutant spawn. And then he's going to grab this armor and head up the elevator to head into first mate into prisoners. This is a fairly tightly guarded interior section where he has to kill this guy to grab his key card, and then he's going to head upstairs and kill the first mate to grab his key card. He's going to use the flamethrower as a mass stun. It shoots through enemies and it stuns on hit, so it's really good. Next up, we come into first mate to kill the first mate and get his key card, which we will need. So there's a squad of head soldiers, and then he's going to head glitch and get the next couple of floors of flamethrower guys. And get.
Do you want to talk about like why head glitch works and why it works in like first person and stuff, but on third?
Oh yeah, for sure. So you might have noticed throughout this run that DJ was playing in a variety of first and third person. There is a major difference between first and third person that runners have to take into account, and this is actually the reason why first person is necessary for some tricks like the head glitch, which is that in first person, your gun shoots out of your face, whereas in third person, your gun shoots out of your gun. I'm going to pause for the greatest cutscene in video game history.
We gotta find a way to get him out of here. Take the sub. You got the control key? Not yet. Get going. I'll meet you there. You're going up against the whole crew by yourself? Don't seem fair, does it? Maybe I'll shoot left-handed.
So that is the most iconic line of the Command & Conquer series, and deservedly so. But yeah, so now we will, but yeah, the reason a lot of tricks work, for instance, actually the rocket launcher animation cancel you saw DJ do in Armored Assault, also requires first person for this exact reason. You need your gun to shoot out of your face and not your gun, so that it doesn't actually collide, so the bolts don't actually collide with whatever you're, like, standing next to, and instead come out of the top of your head. So next up, this section is a little bit tricky on this difficulty because there's a lot of enemies, but DJ makes it look easy. Trust me, this isn't. And then he's going to pick up this armor because he is rather low on it.
You want him? That's a sniper. I don't know what he was doing there. He's not usually there.
That is the
There's
weirdest
another
spawn I've
sniper.
ever seen for that sniper. Whoa, that is terrifying. Okay, so yeah, so there's these Black-Hand grunts. They have rifles, but they're a little bit tankier than the normal grunt. But there's also the Black-Hand sniper, and DJ is going to use the flamethrower to stun lock them as he runs out through here. That is a scary section, and I haven't seen the snipers really spawn like that before. The enemy AI and spawns in this game are a little bit due to variance.
Yeah,
they generally
that
spawn
hasn't happened to me before in terms of spawn layout.
They generally spawn in the same place, but that is like the exception. So now DJ is going to do the next secondary objective, which we do in any percent because it's just as fast. Which is kill that helicopter that spawns, and then he is now... this is Sniper Room. Sniper Room is scary for the name, first word in its name, which is that there are lots of snipers in this room. They're terrifying, actually. He's trying to jiggle peek this one to bait him to run towards him so that he can actually get a shot. So this one is above him now. That one is... He's going to flamethrower lock this one and then get that kill. Nice.
I do not want any of these snipers alive for later. I don't want to get jump scared by them. That's why
Yeah,
I'm taking time.
And next we head into torpedoes. Torpedoes are our primary objective to complete this mission. To be honest, they're completely unnecessary. You press E twice, and that's the objective. But now we're gonna head up to these stairs. He's gonna take these fairly fast because he can just stun lock enemies on the way through, but he plays a little bit safe. And then
Actually,
next
waiting
up-
for supplies. That's why I wait.
Oh,
See if they drop anything.
yeah, try to get that 10% ammo drop. My heart skipped a beat for you there. Okay, so that's Kitchen. Kitchen is terrifying. Because it has a flamethrower dude, aka a chef, who has a flamethrower because he's a chef, of course he does. And then there is a bunch of grunts. He heads up now towards the top deck of the ship. He's going to head towards the captain area, and he's using his flamethrower to stun lock as he runs past them. He's just going to tops it to stun them, so that he doesn't have to deal with them. And now here comes Captain. The Captain is guarded by some snipers and by some chem warriors. The chem warriors aren't actually too bad here. You can kind of just headshot them with a chain gun, and they die pretty fast. But yeah, he's going to grab the keycard from the Captain, which is necessary to end the level. But now he's going to be wary. That is a guy with a shotgun. Fun fact, this is the only level in the single player where enemies have shotguns. And you cannot pick them up. And then he is going to head back through this area where you skip past a lot of black hand and be ready to stun lock them. He does that easily. And same thing here. And he's going to head back out towards the end of the level. Now he's going to have to go back through Sniper Room. The fast way is to drop down here, because you do on this difficulty there's a way to have enough to do the drop in two parts. First drop down to that balcony, then drop down to the main floor. That is slightly faster, but quite risky because there's still a lot of enemies in Sniper Room who would have either respawned or you didn't kill them in the first place. And they, with your reduced health taken from the fall damage, it is very vulnerable for you. But next up here, we have to just get these prisoners out of here. Firstly, we have to make sure they don't die. If they die, this mission fails. And then there's this one prisoner who just is standing outside of the trigger because he's nice to you like that. We're gonna tell him to get inside the trigger. Hey, we're trying to speedrun here. Come on, what's up, bro? And then he gets in the trigger, and the level ends. So next up, Deadly Reunion. So, back to the plot of Renegade, the gripping plot. This game won many awards for its writing. So this level is about helping your friends. And now, DJ, what are your thoughts on helping your friends?
We don't.
We don't help your friends. Any justification for that?
We don't have to.
We don't
That's
have
my
to.
only justification.
That's a good motto to live life by, everybody. Like, listen to the wisdom of the speedrunning here. This level, the Dead Six in this game are Havoc's old commando team, and you know, we're supposed to help them. That's the whole point of this level. We're gonna go bail them out. But you know what? Helping them is slow, and we don't need to. So in this level, you'll see the hardest glitch in the game be used to skip that objective. And then we'll see quite a few secondaries involving him shooting a lot of rockets at tanks. Such as this one. Next up, this first secondary is for him to clear out this village square and defend it. One of his friends' gunner is there. His gunner is going to help him, but, you know, we didn't ask him to help us. So, you know, we don't owe him anything. We're not going to help him. Because that's slow. But yeah, so we are going to defend this town square a little bit. There's going to be a couple waves of enemies. DJ's taking special care to kill the rocket launchers out of the sky. There's that civilian just kind of standing in the way of his bullets because that civilian is a really big fan of his. Wants a signed bullet or something. But now, instead of helping his friend Gunner, he's now going to just continue on because he completed the objective, and that's what you need. Next up, coming along Flame Bridge, there's flamethrowers who spawn in front of him and behind him. He's going to go kill them. And then we come to the scariest corner in Renegade. To the left of this corner is a sniper four flamethrowers. He's going to bait the flamethrowers out. The sniper is on a balcony above him. To his right is a rocket soldier who's going to snipe. That snipe, and then he is going to third-person peek headshot the sniper before the sniper can even see him, which is really clean. That section is incredibly scary and will ruin your 100% run. That section will ruin your any percent run. That corner is terrifying. But DJ, he's the master of this. We're just watching work. Progressing through, we're just gonna kind of walk through this level. Killing enemies who are in our way, but it's not like required or anything. Just does it because they're gonna kill them otherwise. Those Nod soldiers knew what they were looking at, by the way. Next up, he'll kill this APC. He'll spawn a few guys before he finishes it off, but it doesn't really matter because they are all quick work. Next up, there's this gun turret here. And above the balcony, there are 2 soldiers there. He can see one of them, so he's going to kill them ahead of time. And then next up, there's going to be one more soldier above this balcony that he's going to handle because it's just one dude. And for any of you watching this speedrun, by the way, DJ is doing this, like, incredibly cleanly. I must emphasize here. This difficulty, enemies will win 1v1s versus you. Or, like, they won't, on average, win the 1v1, but they will win the 2v1. And he's fought a lot of 2v1s, 3v1s, and up. And he is aced it. Alright, so DJ does the classic Renegade 100% mistake, which is forgetting where to turn in that building. I believe everyone does that. I don't think anyone's ever correctly turned there. And then we see...
Keep thinking the staircase is on that side.
I've never seen a person correctly turn their first try. It's actually really funny. He's going to complete the secondary objective where some civilians offer him to show him a helicopter. DJ says, "Oh, thanks, that's pretty cool," and then walks away. After saying a few words to Mendoza, who is the current boyfriend, the guy we shot a sniper rifle at in Mission 3, the current boyfriend of our ex, who is kind of mad about us shooting a sniper rifle at him. So he tries to kill us, but only a little bit. We fend him off for it. Fend him off. He's going to come back, though. Don't worry about it. So next up, this section, we are going to kill these officers, and then a secondary objective is we are going to do basically an on-rail section here with a sniper rifle. If I doubt DJ is going to peek such that you can really see it, but that big that big black thing is the obelisk. In that obelisk it's being built, and we're trying to kill its engineers who are building it. So, we're gonna just kind of wait for them to peek into our scope, and then we are gonna shoot them in the face, or in the body. This section is actually failable, by the way, if you miss your shots, and I have failed this in 100% run before. Notably, DJ is actually taking very careful about the angle he peeks here, because there are a lot of dudes behind that corner that he is not exposing himself to that would very much like to kill him.
Where's this last thing here? It took a while. I think there's some randomness in when they actually walk out of cover there.
Alright, yeah. But they decided to risk the DJ, and they got shot in the face as punishment. I guess most of them were stomach shots. They got shot in the stomach, which I think would actually hurt more. But that's neither here nor there. Next up, the most intense secondary objective in Renegade, press E on this guy. Alright, so now we are going to head through the vehicle section of this level. This vehicle section is fairly straightforward. There's a couple of rocket guys in various spots, but it's fairly simple. We see DJ funny meme strat. Let's go. Woo. So vehicles, this is the most important strat for me to explain to all of you, by the way.
Yeah.
Funny meme strat, the name coined by DJ, the strat found by, I believe, Stefan119, is the strat that saves you like 20 frames throughout the entire speedrun. If you do it perfectly, and if you make a mistake, it costs you like 4 seconds. But, you know, this is, we want to save the frames. Where the tank shots have a small amount of knockback to them as we shoot them. So, we shoot behind us to propel ourselves with the knockback a couple frames forward. We see DJ do a couple of... Holy crap, was so scary. That ABZ spawned 3 rocket soldiers. And DJ is getting flame tanked, let's go. but he handles it with the reload animation cancels. I'll say what I mean about Flame Tank in a second, but first we will see the hardest trick in all of the speedrun. Congratulations, he just did the hardest trick in all of the speedrun. Everyone in chat clap, please.
You just walk left and you avoid the trigger that fails the mission if you don't do any of the primary objectives. That's
So
basically what I
yeah,
understood.
you know, helping your friends. We didn't do that. Well, this mission's about helping your friends. We see the best layerness jump of all time. This mission's about helping your friends, and you're supposed to fail there if you haven't helped your friends yet. But the trigger is badly placed, so we can walk around it. This jump is
I don't
called
know why my consistency's down here.
because your FPS sucks. Or
Yeah,
your FPS
sure.
is too high. Alright, just frame luck. Easy. Okay, so that jump saves 1 second if you hit it first try, and if you don't hit it first try, costs you 2 seconds. That jump is called layerness jump after the runner who uses it a lot. And yeah, with what I was saying about FPS, jumps on this game are actually easier on lower FPS due to how the physics works and is frame rate dependent. And his FPS is 165, as you can see in the top right, which means that he has a little bit of trouble hitting a precise jump like that. And just to expand on one more point before we continue on with this route, is previously you saw in the flame tank section, it actually, if you looked closely, his tank shots didn't actually hit the flame tank, even though he was directly on it. The reason for that is because the flame tank hitbox is insanely bugged and has several dead zones where the shot just disappears into nothingness. Which actually can ruin your run at times because you just have shots that don't hit that should have. But next up, he's going to do the secondary objective where he saves Babushka by killing those dudes around her and pressing E. Next,
Gunner
ooh,
landed
let's
a rocket
go
on that
Gunner!
guy.
Woo! Shoutouts to your friends. They help you even when you don't help them. That is the point of friendship, everybody. Alright, so Gunner, one of his friends, has to do with a rocket launcher. And this section is where the mission will end after we kill 2 helicopters, 3 artilleries, and a bunch of dudes. However, you know what we could do? However, his friend Gunner with a rocket launcher actually shot down one of the helicopters for him. It was insanely nice of him. Teamwork does make the dream work, casual speedrun. When our team does the work and we do the be fast part. That's the solution. Alright, so now we have one more helicopter to shoot down and to kill a couple more guys. The guys who you have to kill are kind of infamous for walking away from you in really inopportune times. So DJ is going to slowly chain gun this helicopter down as the guys around him continue to parachute in. And then this mission will end once, I believe, let's kill this helicopter. I believe it's 12 guys for the quarter count. Wow, no, he hasn't. But Gunner, not to be outshined by DJ, kills the last guy with his rocket launcher.
Yeah, Gunner is the only rocket guy that's actually any good.
Yeah, all the other rocket guys on the enemy either terrify us, or, like in the first level, the rocket guy have bad RNG and cost us 10 seconds. So next up is, this is the level Grip of the Black Hand. Grip of the Black Hand is supposed to be a stealth level. However, in the first 10 seconds of this level, we will notice DJ has shot his rocket launcher several times, his grenade launcher several times, and his very loud sniper rifle also several times. I don't think he really understands what stealth means, but don't tell him, okay? This is more fun that way.
I actually don't know what stealth means, so it's true.
It's what you're doing, don't worry about it. So, as part of the stealth level, one of the objectives is to disable the alarms. Now, the alarms are already going off because, you know, he's so good at what he's doing. Like, you don't get to kill that. You got the...
Oh, I got the supplies.
Oh. Oh. That makes more sense. But yeah, so he just disabled the alarms after sparking them loudly. And then now he is going to do this level basically as in any percent. Which involves walking through a lot of very confusing hallways in a mansion. Where, as part of the game, we have found out the scientists are being held through our friends that we definitely helped. And we're so grateful that they told us the information. But yeah, so first things first, we're going to walk up to the top of this mansion and go to its computer terminal, where it conveniently says exactly where the scientists are, which is in the basement. And then, importantly, we're going to pick up a very special weapon.
Internal computer systems.
Yeah, so this is the personal ion cannon. The personal ion cannon has several problems within the lore because of how stupidly broken it is. I might add, because it is a super weapon in the size of a rifle, and it will win all of our boss fights for us very quickly. Because that is the worst grenade bounce I've ever seen. Oh, okay.
Happens if you're too close, I think.
Yeah, so next up he's gonna head to the basement. He's gonna fight his way through.
Oh, I don't have it reloaded. My bad. Not having rockets reloaded there makes it awkward to go through there. I don't want to be right underneath the ceiling turret because they just get lined up with my head, and headshots do a ton of damage, even to you. So I think the headshot multiplier is like 6 or 8 times. I don't know the exact number, but it's a lot. Most games are like 2 or 3 times, but Renegade's
times.
yeah,
believe it is 8 times.
Yeah, it's a lot. You want to keep your head safe.
Yeah. Good life advice. Alright, so now we have a minute-long cutscene where, firstly, our ex will point a pistol at us. Don't ask us how she survived getting shot into a volcano down in a helicopter. I don't think that's
I think there's a thing called plot armor or something.
Yeah. And then now, because we defeated her, the big bad guy, Ravishaw, who's the really short guy, is gonna do an
Yeah, very short.
He's very short. Make sure you know that, guys. Okay. It's gonna be very important later. But yeah, he's gonna do an evil villain monologue about how his underlings have failed him for the last time, and is gonna order his other underling Mendoza to kill his girlfriend, which he does without hesitation. Great boyfriend there. And then my internet is being great. But...
Actually, I'm the one dropping frames. I'm the one dropping right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's on me.
Luckily, we just missed the cutscene. It didn't really matter. Out of the cutscene, we're going to pick up another permanent health upgrade. Increases our health for the rest of the run. Alright, don't worry, guys. You just missed the explosion in the cutscene. Those are the literal only frames you missed. Not that important. But, yeah. So now we're going to head up back. We now have Sydney Mobius. Sydney Mobius is...
Pick up the armor. There you go.
One of the 3 scientists we're supposed to rescue. She's the daughter of the main one, Ignacio, who's a character in the first Command & Conquer. Sydney is... We're going to run out with Sydney, but we're not actually going to protect her because the RNG that she dies is, like, super low with enemies shooting at her. And we're going to pull out our personal ion cannon as we walk into this cutscene trigger. As Sydney magically teleports about 50 feet to catch up to us.
I'll just stand over here.
But yeah, so now we're going to have the Mendoza want to fight us, and we're like, sure, you're going to try to hit us with karate, and we're going to shoot you in the face with a super weapon. And we headshot him, and it instantly triggers his final death scene, where then now we shoot him, and he dies. What a boss fight. Such a difficult boss fight.
Yeah, that's kind of a common theme around here with Renegade bosses.
Yeah. And that is the Grip of the Black Hand. Another 5 stars. So, next up, we're gonna head into Obelisk of Oppression. The name of this level is accurate because it oppresses your soul. Okay, this level is the run killer of run killers, both in this category and in other categories.
I think it's worse than 80%. That's me.
I think it is worse than 80%, though I think it's terrible in 100% too. But
I mean, all levels are terrible at 100%, honestly.
True. Okay.
That's all I'll say about that.
This is a little bit run-of-the-mill for 100%. This level is my personal enemy because of how many any percent runs am I next round. We have to now. So our friends, we now have to escort them out. This level, as you'll notice, is an complete just reuses the assets from 2 levels ago. Except now it's in the daytime and we're going through it backwards. But yeah, so our friends, they're gonna make short work of the enemies here as we kill the turrets that were trying to kill them. And then Nod is going to nuke us. Because that's the most effective way to kill a group of 5 people. Is to nuke them. Yeah, so they're gonna nuke us, so we gotta run away from the nuke. Meanwhile, as we run away from the nuke, to get ourselves out of dodge, we need to get a helicopter and to get the scientist Sydney out of here, because she's still we're still trying to rescue her, and we need to also get the rest of our team out of here. But to get out of dodge, we need to get rid of the enemy's anti-air, and so we need our hacker teammate Hotwire to do that for us. And so we're gonna clear the way for her. Frames are dropping still a little bit. But... yeah, so Hotwire is here. We are just here with her. We just jumped on her head because we're cool like that. And we are going to escort her to the places that she needs to hack. Hotwire RNG is pretty okay in this category because we're going slow enough that it doesn't really go wrong. Her AI is a little bit meh. But yeah, so now in this upcoming section, there's a sniper. There's several APCs. Hotwire decided she wanted to walk in front of DJ's rocket launcher, which is very lucky that she didn't die to that. And then now we're going to long-range rocket these all to death. And with that, that will give her enough of a window to start hacking the enemy anti-air, which will give our team a way to get out of here. An interesting decision DJ will make will be whether or not to wait for Hotwire to finish this or not.
I think you have a bit of delay, by the way. Like maybe 5 seconds behind.
I think the frame drops. Let me refresh my.
Refresh it.
Yeah, the frame drops I think put me a little bit farther behind than normal. Okay, there we go. Did you have to pick up the?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so yeah, after his team gets out of there through the helicopter that we just called in for them, we get another permanent set of health and armor upgrades, which are it's a judgment call there of whether you want to take the small amount of time lost to get that upgrade. In this category, it's basically always worth it. Okay. So yeah, now we're gonna progress through this alley of enemy chem soldiers, tanks, and officers. We make fairly short work of them, and then their DJ will encounter a buggy to his right here that he is going to grenade. And in general, he has to be pretty scared of these kind of vehicles. I cannot emphasize how easily they can kill you. This next section is scary because there are 2 snipers, a rocket soldier, and several chem soldiers. He's going to third-person peek because otherwise it is too risky. They will kill him basically instantly otherwise. This difficulty is really, even casually, this difficulty is really hard. And DJ makes quick work of it. And next up, he's going to run to another section of more snipers, more rocket soldiers, more buggies. And we'll see him take it fairly slow here as he deals with them. He is going to do this all from basically as long range as he can, just to be as safe as possible. The rocket launcher has basically infinite range. The other guns don't quite, but the rocket launcher is very much just a slow projectile that goes a very long way. I believe it's actually it for them. But next up, he's going to come into this village square here. He has a secondary objective to kill these 2. I'm not sure what they are, satellite dishes?
I don't even know what they're for, to be honest.
He has to kill them. That's the secondary objective. And then he's going to go through the section. He forgets about the sniper until the sniper shoots a bullet in front of his face. And
I thought I didn't hit the spawn triggers for them yet.
Oh, okay. Probably made his heart skip a little bit. But yeah, no, there's the second sniper that he's going to be ready for. He switched in this section to using the laser rifle. The laser rifle is really you only really get this gun starting in this level. It has a guaranteed stun, or it might be a 70%, I'm not sure. It's either 70% or 40%. It's a really high chance to stun such that you'll proc it basically all the time.
Why
And
use it
is-
against snipers, for example?
Yeah, it's really helpful against the snipers and rocket soldiers because it just stuns them before they can get a shot off on him. Next up, he's going to shoot his rocket through this corner at this tank, and then finish it off with his chain gun. To not waste a rocket, because he is, ammo conservation is very important. But yes, now he's going to head through, be ready. He has his enemy spawn points memorized because they're very scary. And next up, he's going to rock this flame tank from afar. And up to, actually, I missing the shots. Wow.
Yeah, I was
thought,
leading him so much.
I thought you got flame tanked, but
No, I was just missing. I was just missing.
yeah.
That was bad.
He's gonna finish off with the personal ion cannon. The personal ion cannon is a super valuable weapon. The fact that it basically one-shots everything you care about it one-shotting, including the boss fights. But actually, after this level, we will get our ammo reset, so we don't actually care that much about ammo conservation in this level specifically. Next up, we get a rather intense secondary objective. We have to get 2 prisoners out of here, who are kind of trapped by this massive swathe of Nod armor and snipers. So DJ's gonna take this pretty slow to try to. And by the way, whenever I say pretty slow, I'm not saying he's running slowly. I'm saying you have to take this section slow because the enemies will kill you. Otherwise, this category is really difficult from an FPS brutality standpoint. And so him taking it slow is actually the fast way. And him taking it fast would be the I die and have to play for 15 more minutes of this level because I have to restart in this category. But he's going to peek through and kill all of these enemy spawns and snipers. And then finally, once he's cleared out, he's going to go get these prisoners and rescue them. He has to still protect them for a couple more seconds. They have to escape before this objective is complete, and they can and will die here. If you do not protect them, this mission will fail. Or not the mission will fail, the objective will fail, and so you can't get 100%. In the meantime, he's going to be killing this APC around the corner again with his rocket launcher. They have this very nice... Vehicles in this game have a very nice habit of sticking out around corners where they can't see you, but you can see them. And then he is going to kill these officers who are going to swarm him here. Next up is the vehicle section of Obelisk of Oppression. This is probably the hardest vehicle section in the game. Basically, we need the whole obelisk, in the title Obelisk of Oppression, is oppressing the town, and we need to go take it out. And so we're going to do that. First of all, we're going to get in this tank and kill enemies who are around us. And then DJ a little bit over peaks there, and the tank gets a shot off on him. But now he's going to go to the corner, and he's going to animation cancel kill the tank. And then he's going to go to the corner and animation cancel kill this artillery. And then now there's this APC. He's going to shoot this helicopter out of the sky. Except that, unfortunately, doesn't hit the shot. That's not too big of a deal. There's these 2 rocket soldiers directly to his right. He is very ready for them, though. And he's going to splash them to death before they really can do anything super effective versus him. Notably, this is actually a section where you get very punished if you go too slow, because there are tanks that will spawn behind you in this level. So he's going at this fairly fast. If you play the section casually, you almost certainly will go too slow and you'll have the next spot by. But yeah,
I'm stuck
so animation cancel kill the flame tank, and then actually he gets stuck on the light tank there, or on his own tank there, because you cannot enter a vehicle if you are in the air at this point. So now he's going to corner peek and animation cancel kill these 3 tanks. And yeah, so killing these 3 tanks is the safe way, but it's necessary on this difficulty. And then he's going to get the final objective by blowing up those missiles and just all it takes is shooting them. Now we head into the final section of this level, where we will come around to the Obelisk of Oppression. So the mission ends when you kill the 2 missile launchers behind it. But the 2 secondary objectives are to kill the obelisk, as well as there is an invisible stealth tank that Nod uses around here, and the other objective is to kill the stealth tank. So he's going to kill the obelisk by just shooting it from range, outside of its range, and then he's going to pick out the invisible tank, because you can slightly see its texture, and then he's gonna kill that, and then he's gonna kill the missile launchers, and the mission will end. And that is a 5-star Obelisk of Oppression in like um as the commentator here, I've said this a lot, but man, audience, DJ is doing this like so impressively with these like 100% times. This is insane. Like this run so far. The beginning had 1 or 2 hiccups, but like, yeah. Okay. Upcoming is Evolution of Evil. In this mission in the plot, Sydney, the scientist we rescued, she leads us into a trap in the desert, and we got all our weapons stripped from us. So first we have to escape from prison, courtesy of our ex-girlfriend, who did not die either the volcano helicopter crash or the get shot with big explosion in chemical lab. Gotta point that out. She survived both of those things that she was in the middle of. And she rescues us from this prison, and then we are going to pay her back by getting back at her old boss who tried to kill her. So DJ is gonna escape from this prison. He's gonna walk outside, kill some turrets, and then get into this buggy, which is conveniently placed in such a way that we can drive it out of here in a very fast manner.
Only one secondary objective here that I'm going to be doing. It's very exciting. Very, very engaging.
Oh yeah, this is a really cool secondary objective.
Oh yeah.
He shoots that. That's the secondary
it.
objective.
That's the only thing that's
now
different.
Now this level is as in any percent. He's going to pick up this armor upgrade as he moves out. This next section is a little bit tricky because there's a tank in front of him that will shoot one of 2 ways, and he has to correctly read which way it's going to shoot and dodge the shot so his buggy doesn't get blown up. And next up is Flame Skip. I'm not sure if he's going to go for it on this buggy health or not.
I'm doing it. I have enough health.
All right, he's going to send it. This is Flame Skip. That flame tank wants to shoot you.
So I took a shot from the turret there. I didn't think it would shoot me so early.
That was a really good setup. So yeah, that's flames. So if he does that correctly, that's called Flame Skip, where you drive your buggy past the tank in such a way that it should kill you. But if you go at the precise angle, actually, the hitbox on its flames won't hit you correctly, and you can go past it. However, there's also a turret there. That turret usually shoots about 3 seconds later than it did there, so DJ was not ready for it, and it blew up his buggy. But it wasn't a big deal because he just has to leg it the rest on foot, and not really a big consequence besides getting headshot by the flame tank there. I'm not sure if this is Discord or the stream, but your mic just started sounding way different.
Oh, I'm not talking right now, but
yeah, no, it like started picking up background noise. I'm not sure.
Oh, that might be just through Discord. I think OBS would be fine.
Yeah, because
if chat can enlighten us on how it's doing. But...
yeah. All right, so this next section, he has to kill some APCs and a buggy around the corner. That is a very good RNG rocket launcher pickup. He was very low in rockets there.
Yeah.
But yes, next he's going to progress through this underground base to save the next of the scientists he must save. Elena Petrova and Ignacio Mobius, the 2 that he didn't save when he rescued Sydney. So he's going to pick up this tank, he's going to drive through, and he's going to kill those officers, and then he's going to line up a shot against that sniper and against those rocket launcher soldiers. He is then going to drive his tank through such that he bumps the APC so it gets out of his, so it doesn't drive here and it's not in his way. And he's going to take the fall down this cliff a little bit slowly so he doesn't take fall damage. Okay. And next up is the flamethrower section of this level. This is... oh, wow. Okay. I guess you can't do flamethrower on...
I can do flamethrower, just not right here.
Oh.
It's too long range for it to be super reliable.
So yeah, in this underground section, this is a very scary underground section where there are many an enemy. And what he's going to be doing is he's going to be using the laser rifle stun and the flamethrower stun to get through it, because otherwise this is insanely hard. In this case, he just uses the laser rifle to take them out. If the enemy RNG in terms of where they spawn is a little bit better than that, you can actually basically just flamethrower your way through it without stopping, to keep chain stunning them. However, that wasn't really possible there because the enemy RNG was such that they spawn very far apart. So next up, he's going to just take a small detour into this room to grab more personal ion cannon shots, which will make an upcoming boss fight easier. But now he's going to head into said boss fight. Alright, so cutscene time. So that's Mobius. He's the scientist we have to rescue. That's our ex. She got captured again. And that's the other scientist we were supposed to rescue. Huh? She's bad. Big twist. She's Petrova's evil, actually. And that's the short guy we saw earlier, Ravishaw. At least he's taller.
At least he's taller.
I'm taking the Mobius gun with me.
But yeah, now Petrova's gonna detail parts of her evil plan, whilst we make wisecracking jokes. 20 years before it was popular when Marvel did it.
Loyal, strong, and mindless.
And then we are gonna fight the boss fight versus Ravishaw, who has undergone his journey from a short king to a buff steroid monster. And we are going to use the personal ion cannon because it's a very broken gun that actually makes command
This
and
boss
conquer.
fight. Sorry, this boss fight's really hard on this difficulty. I'm gonna quick save, and if it fails, I will just accept that this run will not be valid and just quick save load. I think I got it though. Okay, cool.
You got
So,
it.
You have to do
That's
2
insane.
headshots in order to make it work.
Wow.
And it's easy for the first shot because he's standing still, but once he's moving around, it's not so easy because his hitbox is super unreliable. Even if you hit the headshot, it's gonna miss sometimes because his hitbox is not programmed correctly. But I managed to get it to work.
I forgot how hard that fight was on this difficulty. Yeah, you have to. He hit the double pick shot. The second shot where Ravishaw is running towards you before he grabs you, you have to hit a very precise angle.
Look at this. This is a fragment of blue Tiberium. a
Good,
very
good,
rare
good stuff to
strain.
DJ there.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I completely forgot how difficult that fight was. In my head, it was as easy as it is on the other 2 difficulties, where it's trivially easy.
We'll have to get to the surface first.
But no, it's not. Wow, I forgot that. So Renegade actually has a hard boss fight for once. Woo. Next up, we have the level All Brains, No Brawn, where we have to now escort Mobius, the scientist, out of here. We first pick up some ammo, and then now we're gonna get to this cutscene where he puts on his super suit. This super suit makes him really tanky and really annoying, but mostly really tanky on this game. So we don't really have to, this is an escort mission, but we have to escort him out of the exact same level we just ran through, but backwards. But we don't really need to, like, super care about Mobius, like, being beat up by the enemies. He's largely gonna be fine. He's pretty tanky on this, like, on this, with the suit, sorry, stuttered. He's pretty tanky with the suit on. We can shoot him, but it's not a big deal. We don't do that much damage to him. Fun fact, actually, on this harder difficulty, we do less damage to him than if we did on the easier difficulties. On the easier difficulties, it's actually really easy to accidentally kill him. But we're gonna we have to get out of here. We have to grab 2 key cards, which we're going to do by clearing the rooms and then grabbing them.
That's got it. Let's go.
So now we have the key cards. We're gonna get out of here. And we will see some flamethrower stuns. This level, we will see a lot of him chain stunning people with flamethrowers because it's how you do this section. Because it's very hard. There are no secondaries, I believe, on this level.
No, there isn't.
So this is actually just as done in every other category. Even the category where you're allowed to teleport places, like just straight up teleport wherever you want, you play this normally, actually. So this is the one commonality in every Renegade speedrun, is this level played exactly the same, except maybe with varying degrees of difficulty due to enemies shooting you in the face or not. So he's gonna defend Mobius a little bit here. He gets some good RNG on the armor drops, actually. So all the RNG is really reduced on this difficulty, but still in this game, dynamically it determines what kind of thing you most likely need, whether it's ammo or health or armor, based on what you're lacking. And it is slightly more likely on this difficulty to give those to you. On the easier difficulties, it's basically guaranteed to give those to you. But yeah, so now we're gonna head through the section. Wow. Okay, so this is a very hard section because there's these two acolytes who do a lot of damage and heal themselves and each other, and this rocket soldier, who's as scary as every other rocket soldier in the game. I think Mobius is getting stun lock.
Yeah, he was, but it's fine.
Okay. And so he does that section incredibly cleanly, actually. He flamethrower isolates each of them with the stun and make sure that they can't kill him, and make sure they don't get in his way. And now he's going to head up this elevator with Mobius. He's going to use Mobius as bait for these two stealth soldiers here, who are going to give away their position to shoot Mobius, which is really helpful because they're stealth. And next up, we get Rocket Tunnel. This section is really terrifying, because there are, depending on RNG, between 4 and 6 rocket launchers who will be shooting at you the entire time, and 1 sniper. And all of them can one-shot you. And DJ makes it look like incredibly clean and easy.
It's easier to YOLO it, I've found out.
Yeah, I guess it's easier to go that section like insanely fast and just hope they don't, and like shoot them before they get to you, as opposed to like actually fighting it. But I am running out of like times to say, hey, this section's really, really hard, because, and I'm telling the truth, these sections are genuinely terrifyingly hard, and DJ is just like acing them. Next up, he's gonna go into this room. He's gonna use Mobius to bait out the enemies, and then he's gonna pick up these 2 laser chain guns. Again, his ammo got reset last level, and so he's actually very low on ammo this entire time. And he can't really do great ammo conservation besides just hitting headshots, because all these enemies were in the late game. These enemies are all really difficult. So he has to actually just make sure he picks up ammo where he gets it. He's gonna pick up the laser chain gun, which is the laser chain gun, so really strong weapon. And next up, we get Garage. In every category, this section is a hallmark of FPS difficulty. In the hardest FPS difficulty category, this section is no exception. Basically, this is where a garage where there are a lot of turrets and a lot of dudes.
I think lucky spawns here, they're quite easy to line up.
Yeah, he got really good spawns here in terms of the enemies being baited to shoot Mobius and not him, because if enough enemies look at him, they will shoot him and they will kill him, I must emphasize. So he got both good spawns in terms of them shooting Mobius and good spawns in terms of them lining up for his gun. Yeah, so next up he has to just kill these turrets as he gets out. They die fairly easily to just him rocketing them to death. And then he's going to pick up an armor upgrade, which again buffs his armor for the rest of the game, which is very helpful. And then now we're going to get to the surface. The surface is where we will just kill some guys in our way and then get out of here. Get out of Dodge. There's a... okay. There's an invisible stealth tank here. Depending... That was the worst rocket hitbox I've ever seen.
There are some not officers in front of the stealth tank blocking the shots there.
Oh, okay. They blended in with the red and black. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of not officers here. They kind of decide whether they want to shoot you, Mobius, or actually you'll get friends who spawn here to escort you out. They kind of just pick which one they want to shoot. They also drop quite a bit of ammo, which is very nice in this section. And now we're going to get on the helicopter, say hi to Gunner, and get out of here. And that is Evolution of Evil. Or sorry, that's all Brains Number One. He already did Evolution of Evil. They're the same level in terms of the level layout, so it's pretty complicated. Alright, next up, Tomorrow's Technology of Today, the second last level. So this level has 3 big components to it. It is the second most involved level in terms of like secondary objective difficulty, where there are a lot of secondary objectives of you just should blow up stuff. Because you are now assaulting the main Nod base. For those of you who have played the original Command & Conquer, this is you as the commando in the final level of the original Command & Conquer, at the GDI mission in Sarajevo. Now, last I checked, Sarajevo wasn't like super sandy, but I could also just be stupid. And so now he's going to open this up by shooting some turrets and a SAM site, and then kill a rocket soldier on top. His first secondary will be to blow up this Hand of Nod, this barracks in front of him. I don't know which version of the barracks kill he's going to do, actually. He is going to do the cool barracks kill. Okay, kill. Alright, so this is called Uke Skip. It was found by the runner named Uke.
They warmed up the repairs. The tank was shooting.
Unlucky.
Might still be able to get it, but it's...
Yeah, okay, you got it. Yeah, you got it. Okay,
so... You can explain what that was.
Yeah, so that's Uke Skip. Uke Skip, so normally when you kill buildings, right, we go down to their master control terminal, their central point, and we shoot them in the master control terminal, blow it up, and that kills the building. Uke Skip is a series of tricks found by the runner named Uke of basically pixel-perfect lineups on certain parts of their geometry that allow you to shoot through them. That is the Uke Skip lineup for the Hand of Nod. You can do that on every Hand of Nod in the single player, but that's the main one where it saves quite a bit of time. Importantly, though, in this level, the enemy has a construction yard. And what the construction yard is it repairs buildings. So, you actually, whenever you're fighting a building, repairs buildings, but importantly, its repairs take a second to warm up. So whenever you're trying to kill a building fast, you have to kill them fast enough before the repairs warm up, and it actually becomes unkillable until you blow up. So, Uke Skip, to do it for that building, we have to use the personal ion cannon, the highest DPS gun in the game, to make sure we kill it in time. Alright, next up we come to the refinery, where our next objective is to kill this refinery. This is a very scary section in terms of there being a lot of rocket soldiers who spawn. It's a 50-50 RNG between whether they spawn as rocket soldiers or as normal grunts. He's going to now walk his way into the refinery. He has a keycard he has to grab here. There's an enemy around that corner, which he manages to kill with a C4 explosive. And then he's going to Uke Skip line up this refinery. Which... You have to...
Getting it. Find out parts. There's no good visual reference, so I just have to get a feel for it. There we go.
Let's go. All right, so yeah, like I said when introducing the Uke Skip lineups, the Uke Skip lineups are insanely precise, and they also, most of the lineups for them depend on your aspect ratio, so it's even hard for like runners to share tricks about which lineup to do, because like for instance I run on 16:9 and DJ runs on 4:3, so the various lineups are very hard. So we just killed that refinery without going down to its master control terminal, which actually requires a keycard to access that he didn't grab. So he skips grabbing that keycard. That's a very big time save through that lineup. He's now going to open this gate so he can drive his tank through. Those tricks are the most major glitch besides the walk left glitch we saw in Deadly Reunion, actually. You just saw DJ get out of his tank there to reorient his tank turret quickly.
I did that to change my weapon. I want to be on my laser chain gun here. If I need to get out quickly.
Yeah. Okay, well, it also had that effect. But yeah, he did it also to change his weapon, so if he has to go on a ground fight, he has the correct weapon. Next up, he's going to kill this obelisk. This isn't actually an objective in the level besides tertiary, but it will kill him if he drives through it or kill it. But yeah, now he has the mammoth tank. This tank is actually slower driving than walking on foot is, but it is very tanky, which is important because the section is insanely hard. It is regular grunts and rocket soldiers spawn ad infinitum, and it is his job to kill them before they mess with him. The mammoth tank also notably, once its armor is gone, once you're down to its health, it will heal slowly over time. So it isn't quite the worst thing ever to to have to take damage here, as long as you don't actually die. But he's going to shoot these guys. He gets the 2 SAM sites, which are also objectives. And he's going to open the gate for his tank here. His tank is necessary to do an aspect of this next part of the level fast. So he can't actually really use it right now, but he has to put it here for future reference. Alright, so now he's going to go into some, the alien section, where there's an alien spaceship here. It's a reference to future Command & Conquer games. And there's a lot of rocket soldiers around. So there's 4 rocket soldiers guaranteed to spawn above him. And then there are 4 grunts on the ground who are 50-50, either being like a grunt with a normal gun or a grunt with a rocket launcher. So it's very important that he plays this carefully. Both with the rockets above him can kill him very easily, and the rockets on the ground can kill him very easily. Though the rockets above him are guaranteed, so he has to prioritize those. So in that case, of the guys on the ground, 3 were normal dudes with guns, 1 was a rocket soldier, that last guy that we killed. And next up, we are going to head into the final part of the Nod base. We're going to come back here later, because we have to kill parts of it that we can't kill efficiently. We have to kill parts of it that we can't kill efficiently. So to do that, what we have to do is we have to open the gate for our armor there, and we're actually going to walk back immediately. Now, that is not intended the way you are supposed to complete this level. The way you're supposed to complete this level is actually basically open the gates all the way through, and then drive your tank all the way through here. But, notably, he didn't open this gate in front of his tank. So how will he ever open his gate through this tank? The answer is you can just clip through that and kill it, and get the switch for the gate. That was a trick found by a runner named Stefan1192, and is very helpful in this category, because it allows you to not have to walk through this section before you open the gate. So next up, he's going to make sure he kills all the enemies on foot here, so they can't kill his tank. There's quite a few snipers and rocket soldiers. There's going to be a helicopter here. However, you can just, if the helicopter actually ever messes with you, you can just shoot it down with your tank. Unless it goes up and down.
It's juking me real hard right now.
It's actually juking him. There we go. Of all the shots that hit, that was the one that hit? Alright, so now he's gonna go through here with his tank. He has to kill that power plant and communication center, but the construction yard repairs are actually too much for him to kill it right now, so he has to drive his tank through. He's gonna use to kill the construction yard, as well as these silos, which are an objective to kill. So you can kill that helicopter and kill some of these rocket soldiers who are kind of hanging out. There is a tank directly in front of him, the invisible stealth tank that he kills. And then there are these stealth soldiers that he also is going to kill. So the reason you want the man tank here is you can kill the construction yard on foot very easily. In fact, that's what is done in every other category in this game. However, killing the silos in every other Command & Conquer game are like really weak buildings that are really easy to kill. And in this game, they kind of, to mostly mock you as a player, I believe, just made them like the tankiest building in the game. And that they don't have a master control terminal either, which is normally how you blow up buildings, either through directly or through like a U skip with the but those don't have a master control terminal, so you actually just have to kill them with like shooting them repeatedly. And so we have the mammoth tank here, which is the strongest tank in the game, to actually be able to kill them. Otherwise it would take like years to kill them. Alright, so next
they don't usually drop bunch of rocket soldiers on me like this, but when they do, I have to get out to make sure I can kill them, and so they shoot at me instead of the tank, because I need the tank alive. I need one.
I've never actually seen rocket soldiers drop there.
I think it's only on soldier and commando difficulty.
Even when I found 100%. But yeah, he's gonna kill these rocket soldiers around. He's also gonna kill this helipad. And generally speaking, that is all the secondary objectives here. He just kind of needs the tank to kill all the buildings really efficiently. These rocks here make the geometry rather cumbersome to drive around, but it all fits just. He's not going to grab that Humvee there, because even though Humvee's faster, he has to actually still go back and kill the command center and the construction guard. Or not the construction guard, sorry, the power plant. So, while we have the mammoth slowly driving, DJ, what's your personal favorite gun in this game?
I've always liked the Volt when I was younger. I don't think that's really changed.
My favorite thing was when, so there's the alien spaceship in the alien spaceship in that we walked past.
Yeah.
The Volt spawns there, and I was really peeved that was all I got. Because I didn't understand how broken the Volt was at the time. Alright, so we're gonna drive the Mammoth through here. We're gonna drive it back. So now we have to pick up an ion cannon beacon, a super weapon beacon, to end the level. There are 2 invisible stealth tanks here that are gonna definitely scare DJ. Oh no, he pre-fired where one of them is. Oh no, he pre-fired the other second spot. Wow, that was really good prediction.
Yeah, it's completely random every time.
It's
all
so
in the same
random.
spot.
Yeah, it's. He's gonna grab another arm upgrade, and that is the level as it ends. And that is 5 stars on Tomorrow's Technology Today, which is a very hard level to run in 100%, by the way. The uke skips there are not easy to, like, hit in the demanding setting there, actually. Next up is the final level of the game, Stopping on Holy Ground. This level has no secondaries in it. It is just primaries, but this level is so hard as a shooter level that in the load screen, it reminds you that quick saving exists, because it's like, this level is hard. However, we can't quick save, because so far we have a valid 100% run. We have a valid 100% run on ridiculous pace, I might add.
It's currently 10 minutes ahead of current record.
Yeah, we are 10 minutes ahead of the world record right now. For everyone in the chat. This is level. That's not to say we have it yet. You can still lose the validity of your 100% run very easily by loading any save, and this level is so insanely easy to mess up on. So we're gonna get the best line in Command and Conquer, Renegade.
Probably a bit quiet.
Okay. It's probably a bit. Yeah, it's probably quiet. I'm not sure. I don't have your game audio very high. So
You can summarize it though, because I don't think they heard it.
Because Kane there, the main villain of the entire Command and Conquer franchise, asks us, why is progress so slow? Because, yeah, he says, progress seems to be slowing, are you having difficulties? And then you respond, traffic. And to be honest, I always found that line a little bit annoying when I'm on like record pace. Like, bro, shut up, Kane. You're getting styled on. All right, next up is Visceroid Room. He has to grab a keycard here. He grabs Flamethrower here, which is actually a strat we discussed immediately before this run. Yeah, so Visceroids have the keycard there. They're the mutants. They have kind of bad RNG in terms of how they might be walking. And so now he's gonna walk through this section, and now we get Templar fight. All right, this is the hardest FPS fight in the entire game. I'm gonna relatively not commentate on it because it's very, don't want to distract DJ. But basically, there are a lot of these Templars. They're one of the hardest enemies in the game, and they spawn to about 40 of them. And you have to just fight them out.
Expect them to go up the ramp. There you go.
Yeah. Alright, so he's gonna be camping them because that is the best way to play this fight on this difficulty. This fight is insanely difficult, both casually and in the speedrun. I took so
It's not
many
super hard once you know how to just take cover with high ground cover up here. But if you try to do it like the intentional way on low ground, it's basically impossible.
Yeah. So near the capsules where they spawn, there's actually a button that disables one half of the future spawns. Going for that button on this difficulty is suicide. And that is the intended way to play this level. So if you play this level casually, you will probably try to do that, and you will probably die repeatedly. It is because there will instantly be about 10 Templars surrounding you. Their gun is the Tiberium auto rifle, which basically is a automatic rocket launcher, and it heals other Templars. So they will shoot each other to heal each other, and they can also accidentally shoot themselves through aim punch, basically. I think. Did you get them? I have never seen that fight done that cleanly. Like, holy crap, chat. I'm just in awe of DJ right now, man. Alright, so next up we're gonna go into the most understandable part of Renegade, the Tiberium zombie crypt for 3 seconds. We're gonna just kind of walk through it. Yeah, I don't know why this exists in the game, to be honest. It is never mentioned throughout the rest of Command & Conquer ever. I think they just wanted to have a small zombie section. I don't know why. They also have guns on their models, but they're not using them. Alright, so next up we get to Corkscrew. Corkscrew is very hard. It's not quite as hard as Templar Fight, but it's still insanely hard. This time instead of Templars, we have stealthed enemies with laser rifles. DJ is going to take this quite slowly in the sense that he is going to peek these when he wants to peek them, so that he doesn't expose himself.
They are stealth, so I have to wait until they shoot me to know where they are, which is risky because you don't have very much health.
Yeah, all these enemies are invisible by default, so he has to bait them into revealing themselves. And somewhat have their spawn points in a, like, understand where their spawn points generally are. To get to, that. It's very common that the enemies will collect on this ramp he's shooting them at. I coined the term that getting them all lined up like that is called the protagonist lineup. He actually gets a pretty good health drop in terms of the RNG there to heal him. Notably, he has to actually make sure he picks up the drops because they despawn very quickly on this difficulty.
They actually don't despawn up here on the ramp.
Oh wow,
Fun fact.
I didn't know that. That's the only spot in Commando, is it?
What?
Is that the only spot in Commando where that occurs?
Maybe?
I don't know. I've never seen that before.
I've never kept too much track. I just know for fact these don't.
Alright, next up is the final boss fight. He's going to kill these enemies here who are going to heal the final boss ahead of time. And then he's going to pull out his personal ion cannon, make sure he's topped up with ammo, and he is going to go for the fast version of this fight, where he's going to personal ion cannon handshot the final boss, which will all but kill her. She also has 5 or 6 stealth soldiers who will spawn with her. DJ is immediately going to be running probably to the corner, I'm guessing, as this cutscene plays to get out of the way and go for the headshot lineup. He gets it, and then he's going to finish it off by headshotting the final boss to death. That is the final boss. That headshot is not trivial. And then he gets actually really good enemy RNG in terms of them all lining up for his flamethrower.
Making sure it's clear, because it's the only part in the game where you can die during a cutscene because the enemies are not frozen in place. They can still shoot you, so...
Yeah, many runs are lost to you dying in this cutscene, yeah, to enemies shooting in. It's so tilting. But yeah, he gets it, and now we rescue Sydney, and now we are on to the very final section of the game, where we have, the nuclear missile is going to blow up inside the space, and we need to get out of there.
To explain what I'm about to do, I'm not going to actually bring Sydney out. I want to clear the room first before I bring her out, but you can go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So in faster categories, you're not so concerned with Sydney taking too much damage here. She can die, she's very low health, but you can usually kill the enemies fast enough to deal with her. But on this category, she is just as low health, enemies do more damage, and you are low enough health such that you can't really jump in front of bullets for her like you can in other categories. So, DJ is going to walk into this room first and fully clear it out. Sydney doesn't have the key card to open the door to get to the next room, actually. You have to open them for her. And so that is what he did. He just walked through the room, made sure all the enemies were gone. There are at least 3 that spawned in this room before. There are at least 3 that spawned in this room. Now we get to elevators in the nuclear missile silo. Sydney didn't go through the door in time there.
That was intentional.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes lots of sense. So here he's gonna kill these stealth soldiers who Sydney who would otherwise be shooting Sydney. He's going to head up through these elevators and make sure he kills all these stealth Blackhands. He has the flamethrower out because it is a stunning weapon, so they can't shoot Sydney. She is very low HP, she will die very easily. He's going to do the hardest trick in Renegade, which is looking up to make sure to kill that guy, because it's very easy to forget him. He will kill Sydney. And ready on time to whoever is doing the timing.
Once the game shows the complete screen, it's time.
Yeah, I can't call it because I'm on a 1 second delay.
And that's a valid run.
And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that is the Command & Conquer Renegade 100% world record.
Yes, sir. To be fair, I'm the only one running the category, and it's been improving by 10 minutes each time, basically. The last record that was fully valid was like around 150, like 155 or something in-game time. And I have the auto splitter up right now with in-game time. I'm not sure what the real time was on stream.
147.16.
In-game time, it's 144.51.
A 144.51. Congratulations to DJTHED, everybody. Holy crap, man. He played, other than getting, like, his time loss was for getting one objective and getting blue held, which is a 1 in 1,000 bug that has nothing to do with his fault. He otherwise aced this category in an insanely impressive way. This category is so hard. I kid you not. He made that look easy, but all of those enemies he was fighting will tend to win the 1v1 versus you. And he was completely dominating them.
It's all about balance in how fast you go, but also slowing down to make sure you don't overwhelm yourself with how many enemies are looking at you at once. There's still a balance to be found. I'm sure there's still a lot of YOLO potential to just run through things that you can still take even with low HP. But yeah, there you have it. That's Renegade. At least 100%.
Follow DJTHED. Follow DJTHED on Twitch, guys. Oh, man, he's nuts. He's 43 minutes underestimate because he's like just ridiculously cracked.
I mean, to be fair, when I submitted this category, my PB was like 2 hours and 10 minutes or something. But I've been improving a lot since then, so there's a lot of more margin for error because I've just been grinding this category a lot the past month.
Are we so far ahead of estimate that there is time to be killed?
Yeah, there is. No, I hope that's not too true.
Teleport percent, uwu?
No, that's no. I'm not doing. I don't have any practice on that. I've just been like a month and a half.
Okay.
I guess I'm not sure if anyone here is interested in like playing this game online. This game still has an online community that plays this game, but it requires like a community patch called Typewriting Technologies. If anyone is interested, you can get this game on Origin, then download the community patch Typewriting Technologies, and then if you go into internet and click the GameSpy servers, Westwood Online isn't super reliable. If you want to go on the GameSpy, if you are on Typewriting Technologies, you can play some online matches. There's still some community servers being hosted. Of course, there's time of day depending on whether or not there's activity. Some times of day there's just no one online. But if anyone wants to play this game, you can on online. Just thought I'd give that a quick shout out. Like it's been 21 years since this game came out and still gets activity, which is pretty nice. Pretty cool.
And this game, I'll plug that speedrun. This game has a variety of speedrun categories. Later in this event, you'll see Any Percent by me with Fed on commentary, where Any Percent is very much more aligned towards a couple more funny glitches, as well as generally the enemies who like to shoot at us. We don't really care about them so much in that category. We tend to eat bullets for breakfast. And so I'll be running that on Tuesday, not 46 hours from now, basically at the exact same time this run started. And that, I highly recommend getting into the speedrun of this game. It has, Any Percent is a great category. There's the Soldier Percent category, which is Any Percent, but ran on the difficulty in the middle difficulty, the medium difficulty. There is Teleport Percent, which involves the wacky teleport glitch, which is
I should probably show that off. Line so we have time.
Yeah, so hey, DJ, out of curiosity, what's the fastest you can beat Armored Assault in?
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
So, Chad,
I want to at least demonstrate what it is first. So let's go into like the rest.
Yeah. Or the tutorial you can also teleport in.
Doesn't really matter. So if you open the pause menu, there's a map. it shows more of the map the more you progress through the level. But if you hold control and click, you teleport to a random well, not the random area, the area you click on the map, that's where you teleport to. So there's a whole category dedicated to this feature of the game, where you just teleport around the map and complete objectives that way. As you can imagine, that's very broken, and some levels you can complete extremely quickly. So let's go into Armor's Assault. Load it up.
Yeah. So this took him, reminder, this took him like about 20 minutes as a level. Yeah, so
I don't remember exactly where you have to click, but it's around there.
a little bit down.
Havoc, locate the nod base.
Boom. Mission 3 finished.
He just beat mission 3 in 3 seconds with the teleport glitch, and you can beat that mission frame perfectly.
Yeah, you can pause buffer during the loading screen, and then just like go to the map and click on the exact spot where the finish trigger is, and then finish the mission in like 1 frame.
So yeah,
That's what that category is.
Renegade has a whole host of great categories, from the teleporting category to the more normal any percent to the soldier percent, which is a nice balance between the fastness of any percent and the and more shooter skills. And then there's for the psychos in the community, like my beloved DJ here, there's 100%.
It's true.
just-
I'm a bit weird like that. That was a good run though. But I don't think
Insane
there's
run.
anything else for me to show off other than like I could show some more stuff off, sure, but most of that's gonna be in any percent anyway, which I want to save for Noto to go through. In 2 days from now. So I think I'll just end it here. Thank you guys for watching. This was a fun run. Thanks for Noto for commentating for me. It helped me focus a lot more. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. I knew how difficult this category was, so I decided, hey, I'm gonna try to talk a lot so that you don't have to.
Awesome. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. It was fun.
Thank you so much, chat. Bye.
Bye bye.